sure you are in a listening, learning position. We have a new concept today. Let's start with IRD deck. You got it on IRD deck. Ready, go.
A final stable syllable coded with the half bracket and accent syllable before. Pull, bull, 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 pull, pull, bull, pull, pull, pull,
Cool.
pull, pull, pull. Vowel R syllable.
Has an
R at the end.
Has an R after the vowel.
The vowel
Makes an unexpected sound.
Combination ER firm Combination IR third Combination UR turtle Combination OR fourth Combination AR star R Combination OR world Vowel consonant E syllable.
Ends in one vowel, one consonant, and a final E.
The E isn't crossed out. The vowel is long, coded with the maker.
Good.
E consonant E athlete.
Eat.
A consonant E cake 8.
Oops.
I consonant E 5 I. O consonant E rope oak. U consonant E cube U.
Good. All right, let's go ahead and do our word part deck. All right. Okay, ready? Go.
A base word is a plain word with nothing added to it. A suffix is a letter or a group of letters added to the end of the base word coded with the box. A base word plus a suffix is a derivative. Consonant suffix s tips pins more than one. A vowel suffix ing singing in happening now. Consonant suffix less fearless less without. A vowel suffix ed
Folded, ed, sailed, jumped.
Happened in the past.
Good.
Consonant suffix e
N E
ness.
Darkness, ness, quality of.
Consonant suffix ful helpful, full of. Vowel suffix er runner, one who, rocker,
that which, bigger, more. Good.
Vowel suffix est
Biggest, est, the most. Vowel suffix en, wooden and, sweeten and, made of or to make. All right, move it down to spelling practice, or spelling deck, I'm sorry. All right, grab your dry erase and a marker, ready? Repeat the sound after me and then write it in cursive. First sound is
t,
comma,
e,
aw,
o, comma, a,
it,
I, th, x,
b,
b,
o,
o,
cool,
q, q,
ooh,
l,
mm,
ng, comma, n,
f,
e,
sh,
sh, R,
Mm.
N, H,
Or.
O, R,
O.
O, consonant E,
Okay, last one. Er,
ER,
comma,
R,
O-R.
O.
All right. Good job. You can go ahead and stick that to the side. Move it down to new concept. All right. We have a new concept today. Oops. Oh, that's me. I forgot to pull the card out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry. All right. All right. We have a new concept today. I want you to repeat these words after me and listen for the sound that you hear that's the same. I want you to listen for where you hear the sound because you may not hear it in the same position in every word, okay? Ready? First word. Cheek.
Cheek,
Chest.
chest,
Chipmunk.
chipmunk,
Bench.
bench,
Brunch.
brunch,
Ranch.
ranch,
What sound did you hear that was the same? Ch. Okay? How do you think that sound might be spelled? I think the ch sound might be spelled.
CH,
CH, okay, good guess. Let's think about where we hear that sound. Where do you hear the sound ch in cheek?
in the initial,
Good. What about bench?
in the final,
In the final, very good. Okay, so we hear it in the initial and in the final position. Okay, let's look at some of these words. C. Okay.
yeah. I forgot about the
All right, we're gonna pause this. Okay, back from the fire drill. Okay, so we figured out that we think that the ch sound is spelled CH, so let's go ahead and look at some of these words. Ready? Oops, start my timer. I'm sorry. All right, let's look at some of these words. C-H-E-E, okay? Cheek, C-H-E-S-T, chest, B-E-N-C-H, bench, and let's look at R-A-N-C-H, ranch, okay? What do you see that these words have in common?
CH,
CH, they all have CH. In what positions?
initial and final,
Initial and final. And what do we say? What sound do the letter CH make? How many sounds are the letter CH making?
one,
One. Okay. What do we know? But how many letters are there? Two. What do we know about letters when there are more than one letters, or there are two letters that only make one sound? What do we know about those? What are those? Where are they in our deck? Like mother and thimble. What are those? Consonant.
clusters,
Consonant clusters. What do we know about consonant clusters?
two or more
Adjacent.
adjacent letter added to the end of
No,
the
that's two or more adjacent letters that make what?
one sound.
One sound. Very good. Okay. And what are those called? They're consonant clusters, but they are also called what? What do we say before each one of those cards? Digraphs. Very good. Are the letters CH a digraph?
Yeah.
Is it two or more letters that are adjacent that only make one sound?
Yeah.
Do you remember how we code that?
Underline it?
Underline it. Very good. Okay. So we're going to underline CH in all of these words. Good job. Okay. Let's see if you can help me solve this riddle. You pull me up to a table. At dinner, I'm always there. If I weren't around, you'd sit on the ground. I'm the indispensable chair. Good job. Okay. All right. The letters CH Or were we right? Was it a chair?
Yeah.
The letters CH are pronounced ch. These two letters make one sound. This letter cluster is called a digraph, and we code it with an underline. Okay? Where are we going to add this card?
Behind.
What do we say? Where do we add this?
Consonant.
Consonant
Cluster.
clusters. Consonant clusters. Very good. Okay? So when we see this card, we will say digraph CH, chair, ch. Ready? Your turn.
Digraph CH, chair.
Good job. And where are we adding it again?
Consonant cluster.
We're going to add it with our consonant clusters. Good job. Okay, so we're going to stick that guy in here. All right, let's apply a couple of these words. Ready? C-H-I-M-E. Okay, what kind of syllable is that? Look at your vowel. What kind of syllable is that? Is the vowel short or long?
Long.
Long, okay. So what kind of syllable is that?
Vowel consonant E syllable.
Very good. Vowel consonant E, right? All right, so this I is what? How do we code it?
With the maker.
And what else do we have to do?
Cross out the E.
And what about digraph CH?
Underline it.
Underline it. Can you read that word for me?
Chime.
Chime. We heard the bell tower chime. Next word. Ready? C-H-I-N. Okay, what kind of syllable type is that?
A close syllable.
Close. How do I code the vowel?
With a brief.
Good. What else?
Underline. CH.
Good. Read that word.
Chin.
Chin. I fell and hit my chin. Okay, next word. C-H-E-E-K. What kind of syllable type is that? What do you have here?
Double E.
Two E's. What is that? A vowel. Vowel pair.
Oh.
Vowel pair. How do we code vowel pair?
Underline.
Underline.
And cross out the E.
Cross out the E, and what do I put above the first E? What does EE say?
E.
E. So that E is what?
A maker.
A macron because it's long, right? What else do I have to code?
The CH.
The CH with a what?
Underline.
Underline. Good. Read that word.
Cheek.
Cheek. My cheek is full of food. Okay, last one. L-U-N-C-H. What kind of syllable type is that?
A close syllable.
Okay, how do I code the vowel U?
With a brief.
What else?
Underline CH.
Read that word.
Lunch.
Lunch. Don't forget to pack your lunch for school. Good job. All right, go ahead and move it down to reading practice. Grab reading practice 113. All right, ready? Let me set mine. Okay, all right, row 1, first word, code. Prepare and read.
Chin.
Next word, code. Prepare and read.
Bench.
Good. Last word in row 1, code. Prepare and read.
A lunch.
Lunch. Good. Row 2, first word, code. Prepare and read.
Bench.
Good. Next word, code. Prepare and read.
Cheek.
Next word, code. Prepare. What about IRCK? Yes.
Cross out the C.
And what do you have to do? It's a digraph too, so you have to underline it. Good job. Okay, prepare and read that word.
Check.
Good. Next word, row. Sorry. Code every word in row 3. Ooh, that one's a long one. That one's hard. What about vowel? This vowel R. ER. How do I code that?
An R.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's a ball.
Yes, good job. There's a suffix. Good. Can you read that derivative?
Checkers.
Checkers. Good job. Very good. All right, last word in, sorry. I was supposed to have you read that whole row, so we'll go back and read the whole row. Okay. You got all the words? Prepare them. Ready? Get ready to read, and read when you're ready.
T.
Look at that one again. Look at your vowel E. Short. So what's that word? Doesn't have EE. What does short vowel E say? Eh. So what's that word?
Chess.
Chess. Okay, read the rest of them.
Checkers.
Checkers. Good. And last one?
Chop.
Chop. Okay, let's do row 4.
Nothing.
And we'll stop after row 4 and do questions. Okay, prepare and read that row. Ready? Read.
Punch.
Good. Next.
Champ.
And what's the last one?
Chime.
Chime. Okay. All right. Just for time's sake, we're going to stop at row 4 and do some questions. I want you to look in row 1. Can you circle all the nouns in row 1? Circle all the nouns in row 1. What are you thinking?
I forgot what rows are. Oh.
What?
What row?
Remember, noun is a person, place, or thing. So which one rows are left to right? So circle all your nouns in row 1. So which one so far you have?
Bench and chin.
Bench and chin are nouns. What about lunch? Can lunch be a noun too?
Yes.
Yes, because it's a what? Person, place, or thing?
Thing.
Thing. Yep, your lunch is a thing, right? Good job. Okay, let's do another one. Ready? Circle the word in row 4 that means to bend over. Which word is it?
Punch.
Punch. Good job. Okay. All right, let's look in row 3. Which word in row 3 is a game? Oh, actually, which words in row 3 are games? Good. Which words?
Checkers and chess.
Checkers and chess. You can play both of those. Okay, let's quickly add 2 words from our deck. Because we're already out of time.
Chop.
Chop and which other one?
Pinch.
Pinch. Okay, so we're adding chop and pinch. All right, let's stick them in our word deck real quick and go through this quickly. You put your pencil away. Ready? Go.
Freedom. Move. Freedom. Work. Pinch. Yard. Shortest. Rocker. North.
fuse,
chop, topple, tumble, discuss, shell, circle, pickle.
Good. All right. Go ahead and move it down to spelling deck. Grab your spelling notebook, and you're going to turn to page 7. When you turn to page 7, highlight the top row, or the top sentence, I'm sorry. All right, make sure you're in a wow position and your SOS. Remember, I say the word, you say the word, we sound it out. Spell it if you need to, and then you write it in cursive and we check it. Ready? Okay. So we are here. Ready? Okay.
Sound.
Hold on, where are we at? Yeah. The
Sound in
initial or medial position is spelled CH as in chin. Good job. Okay, so we're in the first column. Ready? First word. Pencils down for right now. All right. Ready? Bench.
Bench.
Sound it out.
Mm.
Okay, spell it.
B-E-N-C-H.
Okay, let's write bench. Okay. Point to your letters and help me spell bench.
B-E-N-C.
What word did you write?
Bench.
Does your word look like my word? Good job. Okay, next word. Ready? Pencils down. Munch.
Munch.
Give me the sounds.
M.
Spell it.
M-U-N-C-H.
Let's write munch. And spell it as you write it if you need to. Okay, good. With the sounds in the word munch.
M.
Good. Does your word look like my word?
Yes.
What word did you write?
Munch.
Okay, next word. Ready? Chips.
Chips.
Give me the sounds.
C.
How do you spell it?
C-H-I-P-S.
Okay, let's write chips. Okay. All right. Check your word with my word. C-H-I-P-S. Does your word look like my word?
Kind of. I messed up on the H.
That's okay. You fixed it. Okay. Is this a derivative?
Yeah.
Yes. Means more than one. What word did you write? What word did you write?
Chips.
Chips. Ready? Next word. Chart.
Chart.
Give me the sounds in chart.
R.
Ooh, okay. Spell it.
C-H-E.
R. Remember, the sound is R. What letters spell R?
A-R-T.
Okay, let's write chart. Okay, can you go to the board and you show me how you spell chart? You can write it next to bench. Spell it as you write it.
C-H-A-R-T.
Good job. But where did you write? Chart. Does your word look like your word?
Yeah.
Okay, good job. All right, let's do one more. Okay, ready? What about pinch?
Pinch.
Give me the sounds.
P.
Spell it.
C-I-N-C.
Let's write pinch. Oh, we have time for another word. Good. Okay, spell pinch. All right. What word did you write?
Pinch.
Pinch. How did you spell pinch?
P-I-N-C.
Okay, let's do one more. Ready? Punch.
Punch.
Give me the sounds.
Mm.
Spell it.
H-U-N-C.
Okay, let's write hunch. And then you can do self-check when you're done. See if your word looks like my word. Does your hunch look like my hunch?
Yes.
Good job, okay? All right, you can go ahead and close your spelling notebook. So when we come back after Christmas, when I say ch during the spelling deck or spelling practice, I'm sorry, not spelling practice, during spelling deck, what letter or letters will you write? C-H, very good. Okay, so let's stick that in there. All right, you can go ahead and move it down to extended reading and writing. We are working with an MTA reader today. All right. Okie dokie. All right. So we are going to be talking about a story called The Best Gift. Okay. Can you remember the best gift that you ever received? What do you think the best gift that you ever received was? Maybe think about this year. What's the best gift you ever received? Or a gift you really liked?
A skateboard?
A skateboard. Did you get that this year?
No, I got it 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Why was that the best gift you feel like? Did you enjoy riding it? Is it fun? Is it something you can do with your friends?
Something I could paint on.
You paint on it because you like to draw, so that's good. Well, my greatest gift is obviously my son. You know that is baby Luca, because he just makes life a lot more crazy and a lot more fun, right? Okay. So the purpose of the story that we're reading today is to figure out what the best gift might be for a boy named Blake in the story. Okay. So as we read, these are some things I want you to think about. Okay. What do you think the gift might be? Okay. That's a question to think about. Another thing to think about is what special event might be happening in the story where there's a gift, okay? Or how does Blake's mood change as the story continues, okay? Because you're going to notice that things change in the story. So those are just some things I want you to think about. Think about what do you think the gift might be? What is happening in the story that means there's a gift coming? I mean, what are some things that happen when you get gifts? In what situations do you get gifts? What times of the year do you get gifts?
Birthdays and Christmas.
Birthdays, Christmas, things like that. So those are some things I want you to think about, okay? We're going to go ahead and do a rapid recognition chart because there are some words that are irregular words that I want you to make sure you know how to pronounce when you run into them. Oops. So I want you to go ahead and let's find some of these words and we're going to read them. So I want you to turn to page 60. All right. And let's find the words come, some, and your. Okay. So come is at the bottom. And some is down there too. Come, some, your. You see your?
Mm-hmm.
Your cake. Good. Okay. Let's go to page 62. If you look on page 62, there is the word you. You see the word you in the first row and the first sentence, and then in the second sentence again. Okay, let's go to page 64. Page 64, we have the irregular word to. Look at the very first row. To. Good. And let's go to page 67. Page 67 has the word of. You see the word of in the second to last row. Good. And let's go to page 68. Page 68 has the irregular word said. Do you see the word said at the end of the first paragraph? Good. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and go over our rapid recognition chart. Okay. Remember, we read for 1 minute and we try to read through it 3 times. Okay. The words are come, some, your, you, of, said. I'm going to set the timer on my watch since we have a different timer going over here. All right. All right. Ready? And go.
Come, some, your, you, of, said, of, you, your, some, come, of, said, some, come, your, you, or, come, some, said, of, your, come, said, of, some, you, come, some, your, you, of, said, of, you, your, some, come, of, said, some, come, your, you, your, come, some, said, of, your, come, said, of, some, you, come, some, your, you, of, said, of, you, your, some, come, of, said, some, come, your, you, or, come, some, said, of.
All right, go ahead and stop. Good, almost. All right. Now we are going to look at some other words in the story that follow a specific pattern. Okay, I want you to look at some of these words. Three, three, S-T-E-E-L, steal, and let's do one more. G-L-E-E-F-U-L. Okay. What common pattern do you notice in all these words? What do they all have? E-E. So they all have vowel pair. So those are some of the words that we're going to try to find in the story, okay? So I want you to grab your story again, and let's find some words with that same phonetic element, okay? So we're looking for vowel pair E-E. All right, go to page 60. Back to page 60, okay? And let's find the word three on page 60. Do you see the word three?
Yeah.
Good, okay? Let's go to page 61. We're looking for the word steal. Mrs. Steele. You see Mrs. Steele?
Yeah.
Good. We're also going to try to find the word gleeful on 61. You see gleeful?
Yeah.
Read that word.
Gleeful.
Gleeful. Can you find the word stood? Can you find the word stood? Is that a vowel pair word as well?
No.
It's not? S-T-O-O-D. That vowel pair?
Yeah.
Yes, but not vowel pair EE. So we're looking for vowel pair EE, but we're also going to look for vowel pair OO, like stood and good and book. Okay? So let's look at 62. Can you see the word good, or can you find the word good on 62?
Yeah.
What about the word see? Is that a vowel pair word as well? Is that a vowel pair word?
Yes.
What about steal again on 62? You see it?
Oh.
Yeah. What about book on 63? Can you find another word in that same sentence that is a vowel pair word? In the same sentence down here. That's not book.
Keep.
Keep. Good job. Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn to page 64. Can you find the word looked? Okay, is that a vowel pair word?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's find one more. Ready? Go to page 66. Let's find street. You see street.
Yes.
Good. Okay. All right. So those are just some words that you are going to see that have vowel pair EE and vowel pair OO. Okay. All right. Let's do some activating background knowledge. Okay. You can go ahead and close that or keep it on page 60 if you want to. I don't think we're going to have time to read today, but you can set it to the side. Okay. So all right. So I'm going to show you some pictures of different states. Okay. So we have Alaska, Fairbanks, Alaska. We have Grand Forks, North Dakota. We have Aberdeen, South Dakota. We have, Marquette, Michigan. And we have Duluth, Minnesota. What is something that you notice about these pictures? That might be different about where we live. Maybe in these particularly. What do you notice?
They have snow?
They have snow. Okay, do we get snow?
No.
Not really. It's happened like a couple of times, but no, we really don't get snow because Texas is a very hot state. Okay. Have you ever been to a place where there's snow?
Yes.
Where have you been?
It snows sometime in Dallas.
It snows sometimes in Dallas. You're right. So you've been there when it snowed? Good. Okay. And what did you think about it? Did you like it?
No.
Why not?
It was cold.
It was cold. Because why are we here in Texas not used to cold?
Because it's usually very hot here.
Yeah, it's usually very hot here, so our bodies are not used to that. Okay. So let's look at some of these. These are all states where it gets very cold. Okay. And so that's a lot different than where we are. So what I want you to do is I'm going to put 1 through 5 on the board, and I want you to tell me 1 being the coldest to 5 being the warmest out of the 5, even though they all get cold. But I want you to help me rank them to see which ones you think are the coldest states. Okay? So let's number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these are 5 of the coldest states in the United States. Okay, so we're going to try to rank them and see how cold you think they are. Which state do you think is the coldest?
Fairbanks, Alaska.
Okay, Fairbanks. So I'm just going to put Alaska up here. Okay, which one do you think is second coldest?
South Dakota.
Okay, so maybe Aberdeen, South Dakota. So I'm just going to put South Dakota. Okay, what about third coldest? Which one do you think is third coldest? Because some of the pictures don't have snow, so you really have to think. Which one's that? Minnesota. Okay. So you think number 3 is Minnesota? What about number 4? Which one do you think is number 4?
Michigan.
Michigan. Okay. And then that leaves which one?
The North.
Grand Forks, North Dakota. Okay. All right. So these are the 5. We think Alaska is the coldest, and North Dakota is the least cold out of all 5. Okay. So let's see if you were right. So you can go ahead and flip it over. Okay. So number 1 is actually on the answers. Alaska is actually the warmest out of all of the states. Okay. So let's look at something real quick. Okay. Let's look at a map. This is a map of North America. Okay. So these are the states. All right. I want you to find, can you find Alaska on that map for me? Where do you think these states would be? More south or north? What are our cardinal directions? What's up?
North.
North. What's down?
South.
South. Okay. Where do you think these states are? south and it's warm there, where do you think these states are at? Where does it get colder? The north or the south?
No.
The north. Okay, so we're going to look up here in the north. So can you find these states? Can you see North Dakota? Here's Minnesota. Here's Minnesota. It's butted up right against Canada. And Canada's cold. It's real cold there too. So there's Minnesota. Can you find the other states around Minnesota? North Dakota. South Dakota. What else? What else do you see? Do you see Michigan? Where's Michigan? Right here. There's Michigan. Okay. So let's talk about the rest of the states really quickly. So all these states are north. Okay. Look at where these states are compared to where we are. Okay. We are way at the bottom down here. Houston is way down here. Okay. And we'll talk about why Texas is hotter than these states up here. Okay. We'll talk about that in just a second. But let's go back really quickly to our states and talk about which ones are coldest and which ones are warmest out of the five. All five get cold. Okay. So, oh, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Alaska is the coldest. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it upside down. I messed up. So let's look at Alaska. You were right. Alaska is the coldest. How cold does it get? Negative 66 degrees. So think about it. Today it's in the 80s here, above zero. They go 66 below zero. So that's like 140 degrees lower than here. Okay. What about the second coldest? Which one? Were we right? No, it's actually North Dakota. So let's reorder them. That was number one. North Dakota is the second coldest. At how many degrees below zero? Negative 60. So that's very cold. Okay, what about number three? Were we right about number three?
Yeah.
Minnesota. How cold does Minnesota get?
Negative 60.
Negative 60. And what's number four? Which one's number four?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. How cold does South Dakota get?
Negative 58.
Negative 58. Wow. Okay. This one was negative 66. This one was negative 60. And the last one is which one?
Michigan.
Michigan. How cold does Michigan get?
Negative 51.
Negative 51. Okay. All right. Good job. So those are five of the coldest states in the United States. Now let's talk about why those states are colder than where we are. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and turn that over. All right, look at that kind of view of the Earth, right? I want you to find the equator. Where's the equator? Do you see the equator? Okay. Do you know what the equator is?
No.
Okay, it's the line that kind of separates the hemispheres of the Earth. Okay, so the northern hemisphere is colder. The southern hemisphere is warmer. But let's talk about why. Okay, the equator is actually closer to the sun. Okay, so if you look at, we live here in North America. Okay, here's the equator. Which states is the equator closest to? The southern states or the northern states?
Northern.
Okay, let's look at it again. So this is where we live, North America, right? These are where all the states are. We're down here. Texas is down here. Michigan and all that stuff is up here, right? Okay. So which states now do you think are are warmer or closer to the equator? The southern states or the northern states?
Southern.
The southern states, because we are closer to the bottom of North America. So we are naturally closer to the equator. Any states or places closer to the equator are warmer because the equator is closer to the sun. The northern states are closer to the Arctic, okay, and further away from the what?
Equator.
From the equator. So they don't get as much sun as the southern states because they're closer, okay? So that's why the northern states get so much colder in winter and real winter, and we really don't because we are closer to the sun and the equator. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on. What are some things you think kids can do in the wintertime? What are some activities kids can do in the wintertime? And this might really have to take some thinking about because we don't really get winter, so we don't really get to do those things. What are some ways or activities that kids can stay busy or stay entertained in the snow and in the winter? What can they do?
Build snowman.
They can build snowmen. What else can they do?
A snowball fight.
Snowball fight. What else?
Sledding.
Sledding. A lot of kids go sledding. Like when I lived in Germany, which is a different country, it's in Europe. We would go sledding all the time because we had a real winter there. What else can we do in the snow or in the winter?
Ice skating.
Ice skating. Now we can go ice skating here, but people make a fake ice skating ring at the mall, right? But there, how do they go ice skating? What happens there that they go ice skating?
They have lake, no ponds or.
Yeah, ponds or lakes, and what happens to them?
They get frozen.
They get frozen over, so and they're so thick that they can just skate on them, right? What else? What else can kids do to stay? Kids or anybody? What could they build?
Igloo.
Igloos. Did we already say build snowmen? I think we did. So we said build snowmen. They can do snowball fights. They can make an igloo or snow castle. What else can we? You can go sledding. What else can you do in the snow though? That's kind of like sledding. You can make snow angels. What else do people ride in the snow? What else do they do?
Ski.
They go skiing. What else? Snowboarding. So you can go skiing, sledding, snowboarding. Okay, what else? What about help shovel snow? Might not be super fun, but they can help do it. Okay? All right. I'm going to show you some other pictures of a couple of really interesting things that people do in places where there's a lot of snow or ice. So one thing that some people do in the really, really cold days, especially like Alaska, they do ice fishing. So what they do is this lake is totally frozen over. But what they do is they make a hole in it and they fish in that hole because the water underneath is, well, far underneath is still, it's still, the fish are still down there. So they'll put a hole in the ice and sit on top and fish. And another thing that I found out that a lot of people do in the northern states is they make snow forts or ice forts, and you can crawl in it. Okay. So what we talked about sledding. Okay. So I want to talk about some types of sleds because those are things that maybe we are not exposed to, right? What do you think sleds might be made out of?
Plastic or wood.
Plastic or wood. What else? Anything else? What about rubber? Would you think rubber?
No.
Good. Some people take tubes, like rubber tubes or plastic tubes, and they slide in the snow. So they'll go tubing in the snow. But yes, you were right, and these pictures came out a little funny. But most of the common slides are wooden slides, okay? And now this slide is a little bit different. This slide right here is called a toboggan. So there's sleds and toboggans. These are what people in really snowy areas use to transport things. They put stuff on the back, and then they slide on them. They can pile things on the back. So these are called toboggans. But then there's also like the plastic ones that they use, and they just slide down. So these are just some different types of sleds that they use, okay? What type of clothing do you think people wear in the snow that are different from what we wear?
more bigger and softer inside.
Okay, but what kind of clothes do they wear?
Long sleeve shirts.
A lot of long sleeve shirts. What kind of long sleeve shirts? What are those? What are those? What is that clothing you wear underneath other stuff to keep you warm?
Mm.
You know what that's called? It's called thermals. Thermal. Thermal means like warmth. So that's what they wear underneath the rest of their clothes to stay warm. What else do people wear in the wintertime to stay warm? Or what do we wear even when it's really cold?
Layers
Layers, but what are those layers?
of shirts,
Okay, so long sleeve shirts. What else?
sweaters,
Sweaters people might wear when it's cold. What else? What about when it's snowing?
and gloves.
Okay, gloves. What else? What else do kids wear when it's cold out? What do they wear on their heads?
Hat, beanies,
Beanies, hats. What about around their neck to stay warm?
scarf,
Scarves. What else do they wear on their feet? Do they wear sandals?
Yeah.
No. What do they
Fuzzy
have to
socks.
wear? Fuzzy socks, but then they put what over top of them?
Shoes.
What kind of shoes? Boots?
Yeah.
Probably snow boots, right? What do you think kids wear when they go sledding? Do they just wear regular clothes?
No.
What do you think they wear? Or when you go snowboarding and skiing, what do you put on?
Boots.
You do put on boots, but you also put on a snowsuit. So snowsuits are made out of a certain material that doesn't get wet. So that way, if they fall or they end up in snow or whatever, they're not getting wet so that you don't end up sick. What else do people wear when they're like skiing and snowboarding? On their face, you think, when it's cold?
And goggles.
Goggles to protect their eyes, right? Do they wear hats
Yeah.
and gloves? Yeah? Okay. Good. All right, we have 2 seconds left. So we're going to stop there and we're going to pick up on vocabulary when we get back from Christmas. Good job.